currently at the Gala show opening, our biggest event of the month. If you're interested in purchasing a piece, getting in contact with an artist, or you simply wish to learn more about an individual piece, all of that information can be found directly next to each piece in a lovely little info blurb. If you're interested in how the gallery itself works, feel free to ask me. It's what I'm here for.
Hello, I'm Oz Parasol. I am a professional freelance illustrator, and I run the Strange Pair Gallery of Fine Arts in VR Chat.
Yeah, it's a very specific aesthetic. I almost want the vibe of arriving in the world to be, oh god, what the hell is this place? This is creepy. What is this? And then you go in and it's all cozy and stuff. This is a weird place. This is a place where you could see anything in these walls. Walking up that pathway in the middle of the woods when there's no way to leave. It's a specific time of day where you know you cannot get home before it gets dark. So your only choice is to go to this strange gallery on the hill.
Okay.
The Strange Pair aims to capture the experience of a local art gallery in VR Chat. I live in Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania, we have really, really gorgeous scenery and very creepy scenery at night. Lots of forests, lots of mountains, lots of old abandoned factories from the Industrial Revolution. And something that a lot of towns do is they'll take those old factories and sort of refurbish them and give them a second life. So this gallery is meant to be a refurbished abandoned factory in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains. I worked at an art gallery for 5 years, small town gallery. I worked as a teen art workshop instructor. And one of the nice things about those local galleries is they have such a sense of community. They change out the art regularly. They have events there. Plenty of people come there. You can talk to the artists.
Enjoy Oz Parasol's power trip as he just decided he was going to take the entire inner area for himself to show off like a portfolio of his work, right? The man's a maniac. He is so full of himself. The man says, what's the grand prize? Like it's a bonus thing for the charity raffle. It's like an optional little bonus. Gonna give whoever goddamn does it, wins that prize, a candlelit dinner. Like yes, like that. That is a genuine thing that he's raffling off for charity. It's basically
and you're
prostitution.
going to be one of the cooks of that dinner.
I had started doing work for a exotic dance club in VR called Soulwell, and they had kind of a death metal theme, and I was doing a lot of like dark fantasy art for them. And a lot of people in there told me, "Hey, you should start your own gallery and show off more of your work." And I didn't want to do that. Not because I didn't like my work, I love my work. It's more that I wanted to make a place that I can not only promote my work at, but a place that I could promote other artists' work at.
Yes, but I wanted to try seeing how that brush went, and actually I had this small doodle of just my character just on its own, and I kind of just went, you know what, let's see how it goes. And just kind of evolved into that. You can see some of the sketch marks on my character still on on the knee and such.
How does this piece make you feel, Murder?
It feels like the sunset is coming over to give me a tender kiss and extend its light tendrils into my eyeballs. And it tells me, you must become my servant. And I'm like, yes, sunset, I will. And so when I look at this piece, I just feel rabid.
We are a community group. We change out our gallery shows once a month. And it's a place where art appreciators can purchase art, get in contact with artists, commission artists, and it's a place for artists to very effectively show off their stuff to the VR community. We have anywhere from traditional paintings to digital illustration to IRL photography to VR photography, renders of 3D models. This is probably one of the most diverse communities in VR chat that I've experienced. We have people from the occult community, we have people from the exotic dance community, the rave community, everywhere. This is a real melting pot of VR culture. We've got a guy who sells rugs. Everyone seems to enjoy art.
Paparazzi!
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
gonna have
kind of glad you
much
can make it.
fun.
I'm SavB. I am a events coordinator for the VR chat live drawing community. Catch my good side, kinda. Dab. I've been drawing in VR chat for about 3 or 4 years now. I feel like I've actually grown up quite a bit within this community. When I started drawing here, I didn't really know what I was doing. But over the course of these past few years, meeting new people and learning from them, I think I've been able to improve my skills quite a lot. So I really owe a lot of my expertise to them, all the different people I've met. Hey, Lazy. Sorry, we're doing like an interview thing at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. Great. But yeah, this is what we've got. This is the gallery. Toki is pretty good at picking out random bits and pieces, so it's not like all of this is just within the group. There are a lot of people from the public spaces who upload things to Twitter with a tag, and he'll pick those up as well. So it's always quite interesting to come in here every so often and see new things. Looks familiar? I didn't get a good look at your face, so I had to make up a lot of it. There's also the fact that you can actually treat it like a real canvas. What you have sitting in front of you can use your entire body in a much larger range of motion rather than having a smaller tablet to be working off of. The best thing about it is that you feel kind of like it's easy to pick up and put down. Because you know everything will be lost when you leave the room, you can't recontinue it. You tend to approach things in a different way, a little bit more less obsessed about details. There are definitely some people who are still obsessed with details and they can spend 7-8 hours in here in one session drawing things to the best of their abilities, but I think there's also the other side of it where you can just spend maybe like an hour on it and be like, you know what, I'm just going to get to a state where it's good enough and then that'll be good. I think it's actually it's an environment that attracts a lot of relaxed people. I think the people who tend to pick this world over something like a social world are usually kind of creative. Maybe they've actually drawn before and they want to see how it works and what tools you can actually use here. There's also the aspect of having people come in and chat to you while you are painting as well. That's something that is actually a lot of fun as well. You get strangers who come in who just want to chat for a little while. Some people end up painting and using them as like a reference. So people will sit up onto the platform and people will just kind of surround them a little bit and end up drawing them. So it's a good way of getting your character drawn when someone's just bored and sitting there looking for something to draw. Is this a good avatar, by the way? I don't want to be too silly if you've got a particular vibe going on.
あ、はい。バーチャルフォトグラファーをしてます。コチンと申します。よろしくお願いします。私は、リアルの現実の世界でカメラの趣味を持っていなかったんですけど、VR の撮影を通して、新しい趣味を見つけることができましたし、で、さらに、その活動を通して、いろんな、企業のお仕事をしたりとか、バーチャルフォトグラフィーっていうものの使われる先が、いろいろできたんじゃないかなと思います。最近やってたVR フォトエキシビションボリューム3のことですかね。公募で写真を、募集しまして、入選された方7人が、のバーチャルフォトグラフィーが展示されていて、私を含むVR フォトエキシビションボリューム2で展示していた7人と合わせて19人のバーチャルフォトグラファーの写真の展示が日本の六本木という場所の富士フィルムというカメラの会社として有名な会社があるんですけど、このギャラリーで展示をしてました。みんながカメラを持ってるので、VR チャットの中のカメラを持ってるので、誰でも撮影に参加することができるってことがまず一つ挙げられます。私にとってのバーチャルフォトグラフィーは、自分が作ってみたかった表現とか作品っていうものを最もシンプルに形作るものだと思っているので、
My name is Jesse, and I am the curator of MOBA. I was born and raised in China, and I also went to England to study and obtain the master degree in architecture from University College London. And since 2016, I have been conducting research and creation related to virtual reality. And now I think maybe I will probably live with VR for the rest of my life. VMOVA is the full name of VMOVA is Virtual Museum of Virtual Art, and it's a virtual museum that displays and discusses virtual art and even hopes to promote the development of virtual art. And in terms of content, I think VMOVA will present various forms of virtual art exhibit. And for various reasons, these exhibits are difficult to display in the physical world. Some experiences are difficult to carry and spread by traditional media. And these different experiences are the new possibilities that brought by VR. As the new medium, VR may continue this long story of art with a new chapter. And however, for a specific art form or even a specific group of artists, it's a renewal. Because the possibility brought by the new way of experience that the ideas which were only able to stay in the conceptual stage could be experienced, shared, and discussed by more people now. In terms of form, VMOVA adopts a hybrid mode that highly combines exhibition and narrative together. However, before these results are born, the story and the experience that happened in the process of creation are also very valuable. Sometimes people will tell this story through documentary or biographies. And in the exhibition of VMOVA, the process and results of art creation will jointly constitute the main content of the exhibitions. And the 3D calligraphy artist Bo Yan was infected with the coronavirus at the beginning of last year. He was exhausted and ready to give up his research. This is a very regrettable message for me, so I immediately went to meet him and expressed to him my idea of doing a solo exhibition for him. In the following month, we had a lot of communication and exchange. The final 3D calligraphy exhibition also allowed more audience to see his artwork and hear his stories. After the 3D calligraphy exhibition, Vermova has received more attention from creators and has a good reputation now. I was thinking, why not to invite more artists with their own strengths to complete this exhibition together? If we can invite creators who are already good at various art forms to discuss what is virtual art with their artworks, the final result were definitely beyond my original imagination. At present, there are about 10 artists who are working with Vermova and creating virtual art works. Some works have already completed, so now I am currently curating and testing individual artworks. It will become a series of continuously multiple exhibitions, and I'm also looking for and very welcome more artists to join us now. To be honest, I hope Vermova can answer these questions through more carefully prepared exhibitions one by one. And well, for now, I personally think that if something gives you the experience of another thing, if the subjective experience brought by an artwork is obviously different from the artwork itself, and the difference is carefully designed and even used to express some artistic ideas, I think this is a virtual experience, and this work is definitely a virtual art.
Les projets que vous avez pu découvrir dans cette vidéo ne sont qu'un aperçu de la diversité de formes et de propositions que les galeries d'art sur VRChat ont à offrir. Il y a, bien sûr, également le cas des mondes de portfolio, proposant de découvrir le travail d'un ou d'une artiste en particulier, une option régulièrement employée par les photographes VR. Mais peut-être pourrions-nous même également étendre le concept de galerie jusqu'au monde proposant de vivre une expérience aussi esthétique que sensorielle, car, dans de tels moments, le sentiment d'être dans une œuvre d'art est plus que jamais de la partie. Je ne peux donc maintenant que vous inviter à faire preuve de curiosité et armé de tags comme galerie, expositions ou encore art, à aller découvrir tous ces mondes et groupes qui n'attendent que vous.